Okay. Um, yeah. As you can tell by today's video, it's going to be a little bit darker, not darker. It's going to be a little bit more on the sad side. My family, um, let me back up. Those of you that follow me on TikTok know about Hannah, and I have posted about her and videos of her on this channel too, but it's been a while. I think it was last Thursday. I was at school and I got a text from my mom that said, "Grab your stuff and come stay over. We're gonna put Hannah down." And of course, I wasn't in class, but I was just sitting there, and my stomach dropped because none of us thought it was gonna be this soon. Let me back up to last October. Hannah, was, how can I say this respectfully, having accidents overnight, which made us go, wait a sec, something's not right. So we brought her into the vet, and they looked at her numbers, and her kidney levels were not good. And the vet said, her kidneys are failing. So, of course, that was a little bit of a shock to us, and we asked, how long do we have with her? And he said, probably a couple years, something like that. He said, if you change your diet, you guys caught it early, if you change your diet, she should live a couple more years perfectly fine. So we had already in our head, a couple years. Wasn't going anywhere. Now, if you remember, prior to that, last year in June, we lost Yuki, Mr. Nubs. So we're like, oh, we can't handle losing somebody else now. So we're like, she needs to hold on. We didn't think she was going to go anywhere. So we switched her food, and we went to, what's it called? Dr. Marty's freeze dried food, and she really wouldn't eat that. So then we tried the farmer's dog. She started eating that. So we're like, okay, this is good. And she started getting picky about the food. She would only eat the beef ones. So of course we had to give her turkey in between because you can't just give them beef. And after a while, she started to not want to touch that food. So we switched it again. Now, we had ordered so much of the farmer's dog that we had leftovers. So we had to cancel that. The third type of food that we did was a homemade, no, that wasn't the third one. Third one was it was like a canned food. It had real chicken. It wasn't like a kibble or anything. We were still giving her kibble, just not as much. It was canned specifically for dogs with kidney issues. So she was eating that a little bit. Then she started getting picky again. So we said, okay, let's try something different. So then we went to the fourth kind of food, which was roasted chicken, something like that. It was just cooked in the oven, full chicken, cut up in pieces, rice. I forgot what else was in it too, but rice and chicken. And she ate that for a little bit. And about a month before we had to put her down, she ate less and less. There were days where she wouldn't eat anything. There were days where she would eat it and throw it up. Sorry if that's a little graphic, but it's part of life. So the day before, no, the day of finding out that they were going to put her down the next day, on that Thursday, I guess she had been throwing up and other stuff. So they brought her to the vet, and the vet said she's in renal failure. So, of course, that was a shock. That's when I got the text from my mom, and they had made the decision ultimately to have her put down. Now we had had her for, oh man, at least 10 years, if not more. She was about 13, I think. She was a rescue when we got her, and they said then she was anywhere from 2 to 4. So I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that's my computer. Sorry. Um, so the last 24 hours from that Thursday to Friday, the appointment was, well, we had scheduled it with a preferred vet, but they couldn't do it in the morning the next day. So we're like, okay, we'll do it on that Thursday. We're like, we'll do it at 5 o'clock. And then we're like, no, that's not enough. We need more time with her. So we switched it to 2:30 on that Friday. And there was one thing going through my mind the entire time leading up to saying goodbye. And that thing was, do I go with them, with my parents, and say goodbye? Or do I stay home and wait until they return? I've never been through the euthanasia process before that, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it, if I was going to be strong enough. It's not for faint of heart. It's the best decision you can make for your pet. It shows that you love them. But if you are weak, like me, with that stuff, it's not recommended because it is one of the hardest things to do. So I ultimately made the decision that I would go with them. And one thing that still sticks with me to this day, it was last week, I think. Yeah, it was. We got in the car and she immediately butted right up against me. And she stayed right next to me and just laid there. She just stuck right next to me the whole time as we were driving there. So we brought her in and we went to the room. I forgot what the room is called, but there's a name for it. And we laid down and the vet came in and explained the process and said, before we give her the anesthetic, which is, there's two parts, there's the anesthetic and then the actual intravenous drug. He said, I spend as much time with her as you need to and then press the call button and we'll come in and give her the anesthetic. So we spent 10-15 minutes with her, just surrounding her with love, comfort, and lots of pets, head scratches. And of course she was looking at us, like, what's going on? I don't understand. She obviously understood that we were crying, but she didn't know why. And that's what gets me every time, is I think about that. So we finally pressed the button. He came in and administered the anesthetic, which would slow her heart rate a little bit, make her, kind of sleep a little bit so she wouldn't feel panicked. So he said it'll take about 3 to 5 minutes. So he gave her the drug and the anesthetic slowly did its job. She was relaxed and he said, when you feel that she's relaxed enough, you can press the call button and we'll come in and give the final drug. So after 3 to 5 minutes, we pressed the button, he came in and he administered the drug and he said within 10 seconds she'll be gone. And I remember those moments just watching her, my hand on her head, and he took the stethoscope and laid it on her chest, and then he said, she's passed. Sorry. I know I'd probably ugly cry, but that's okay. And I just remember saying there's no way to turn back now, that she's gone. And that was it. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to watch and experience, but I'm so glad that I was there for her, because I know she would have been looking for me had I not been there. And gave her a hug right after and just laid there with her. And the vet said, you guys take all the time you need with her, and when you're ready you can just press the button and we'll come and check on you and you can leave. And it was so hard to stand up and walk away from her because she had been a part of my life for a long time. And to leave the vet without her, it was something I never thought would happen. I never thought I'd walk in with her and then walk out without her. I need a minute. Okay. I haven't really talked about this to anyone in this amount of detail, so I appreciate you if you're still watching. I thank you for supporting. We're getting her ashes back probably by the end of this week. She's gonna, I don't know if you guys can see over there, I don't know if it's in frame, but there's a box over there. That's the one that Yuki came in, so we're going to be getting, it's a different one that we're getting for Hannah. It's Cedar, I think. And she's going to be coming back in ashes, and we have her paw print. And I think we're also getting her ink print. And I printed out a portrait. I got a picture. I'll put it up on the screen here. There you go. And I got that printed, and we're gonna get it framed. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, today is day of remembrance, kinda, in this video. I love you guys so much. I know I don't have a big audience, but those of you that have stuck around, thank you. It means a lot. Yeah, this video is a little longer today. But I keep saying thank you, but I really do mean it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Well, maybe not enjoying it, but I'm glad I could share this with you. And if you're watching and you're new to this channel, please subscribe and like the video and comment, if you've lost a pet, and comment a memory that you love to share, something that stuck with you. I will see you all in the next video.
Wait, I forgot.
I hope you have a fan-freaking-tastic day, and I will see you in the next video. That's what it is. Bye.